Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I'm still working on photos from my trip to Chicago, and on the left side I have a 3x8, on the right side I have a 4x8, and as you can see I've got 2x2 pockets on this one. That's always a little bit more of a challenge for me, but I have already picked out and cut all the photos that I plan to use, and that's half the battle, so that part is done. And then over here, I've also picked out 2 photos. Now, this doesn't leave me any room for journaling, but on the page previous to this, I do know that I will have some space for journaling. I've already left that, so I don't think I need it here. I could potentially change my mind and remove one of these, but I don't think I will. The other thing is I originally thought maybe I would do sequins in one of these pockets. I think I'm actually not going to do that, because I have some acrylic embellishments that are butterflies that I got a long time ago. Didn't know how the heck I was going to use them. They might work here. I don't remember what colors they are though. That's a trick. So we'll see when I take those out. And I already have some bulky things in the album. Like I've used sequins on 2 pages already. And so I think I really just need to stay away from that. And really, I probably shouldn't be using acrylic either because it's thick. But I don't know when else I would use those embellishments. So I just feel like I probably should utilize them here if I can. When I went into my bin of stuff, I forgot that I also had this paper, which I really love, but I'm not sure I can use this and the acrylic pieces. I don't know. Maybe I can save this and use it for the previous layout since that's also about the butterfly habitat. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it over here just in case. But then these are the acrylics I had, and I forgot that I had one in here for the month of June when we went. I must have thrown it in here, thinking about it beforehand and just didn't remember. I do have kind of an orange or coral color butterfly that might work, and then I have a little very light green one, yellow. I'm not sure that yellow will work. I do have this yellow dish over here, but I like this one better. And then I have a more golden tone, which again might match some of the food. And then I have this blue one. This really does not go, so I'm just going to put that aside right away because the color does not match. But then I'll have to figure out, like, do I want to use these big ones? Do I want a combo like this where I can use little ones just to use them up? Because again, what else am I going to use them for? I feel like if I have the opportunity, I better work them in here. This was the acrylic I mentioned for June, and I think I'm going to save this. It doesn't really work for what I have going here, but I think I'm going to save it and use it on a different layout. I have an idea because I have a couple of enlarged photos that are coming later, and I think this might work very well because it's clear. When I take off that backing, you'll only see the outline of it, and that might work really well with some of the pictures I have that are larger, that are of Lake Michigan, and then looking over the skyline. So I'm going to hang on to that and see if I can use that later. I did take a look at what's on the other side here, and I have an open pocket, so I think I am going to hang on to this and see if I can use it over there. And I may or may not video that layout, we'll see. But I love the paper, so I might as well save it, use it for that where I know I've got a spot. But that does definitely then leave me with these. So I have to pick out some background papers, and that's where these acrylics will be attached. I'm not quite sure what to go with. There's already so much green, so I can't really do that. There is black in here, and actually the other side of this paper, come to think of it, is just a black and white polka dot. I'm not sure if that would work or if it would be distracting, but this is a 6x12 piece, so actually maybe I'll cut off a 4x6, and then that'll give me an option to maybe use this side, but I can still save the butterfly side. So I cut down the paper, cut off a 4x6 chunk, and then from that I cut into 2x2s, and I'm just going to try it and see what I think, because there is black in here and a lot of the butterflies actually have dots on them. So let's see what I think of it here, if it'll cooperate. Just gonna do it like that. You know what? It's not bad. I didn't think that's what I would go with, but it's not bad. It's kind of growing on me as I sit here and look at it. And then maybe in my phrases or my ephemera pieces, I can find something that's black and white to maybe put down here. I wanted something here anyway because there's a big empty space and it's kind of boring, and that might help bring that in so that it's on both sides of the page, not just here on the right, but also here on the left. So I think I'll figure out my configuration of butterflies here, and then I'll do this part after that. All right, in messing around with these, I think this is the configuration that I want. Wasn't sure I'd use both of those, but I think I'm going to, because the colors actually match pretty nicely and they show up better with that white background. This one, I think, however, is not going to make it. I just didn't really like the way that yellow looked. It was too odd, too bright or something. Even though there's yellow here, I just didn't like it on this side. So I will save that one. I could probably use it for a garden page or something later. I'm sure in my travels between May and August, I will visit a garden at some point and there may be butterflies, so I think I'll just save it for that. I have adhered these 3 butterflies, and to do that, I used my mono liquid glue. This is the best thing I have found that works with acrylic pieces on paper, so that's what I tend to use. It does dry pretty quickly, but I'm not sure it's totally dry yet, so I don't want to maneuver any of these things until I know that for sure. So I'm just going to let those be for now, and then I'm going to go grab my phrases and my other embellishments and see, are there things I can maybe add to some of these other photos, and then definitely something over here. These are the different phrases I found when I was going through all of my different just regular travel phrases and the ones I pulled for Chicago. And in looking at these, I thought maybe this one, but I think that's just too much orange, especially on this photo. It's a little too big for any of these, so I'm not going to use that one. But I don't mind any of these. I kind of like this one, even though I didn't like that yellow butterfly before. It was a different yellow. It was more the brighter. This one I don't mind as much. It's a good match to this butterfly. So I'm thinking maybe that one. But really, all of these would be fine. Maybe this one, because it doesn't say explore or adventure, whatever. We were really just like standing still watching butterflies. So it's not like we were doing anything crazy. But I could just do that. And it's thin enough that it's not obtrusive, but it still has the black and white, so it brings it in. And it actually leads the eye very well, I think, from the left to the right. So, you know what? I'm just going to pick that one. I'm going to put that on there, and that'll be that. All right, I have that adhered, but I feel like I want a little extra something, a little extra oomph. And so I left some room here. I think I'm going to put a small enamel dot right there, or a puffy dot. And so I have pulled out all of my options. Here I have pretty much every color of the rainbow, every style, every size. So I'm just going to go through here and see what I can find. I'll start with this pile and see what I can find that will work here. Again, I might be able to use more like this color. I'm sure I have that in there. So I'm going to check it out. Believe it or not, in all of those enamel dots, I didn't find any that were a shade that I liked. They were all too bright yellow or very mustard, but like nothing in between. So I'm sort of shocked that I don't have more of a golden color. I have gold, but it's more like glittery gold. That doesn't work either. So I found these, and I think I'm just going to use one of these puffy dots because that's a lot closer to this color. Still maybe a tad darker than I would like, but I think it's the closest match that I'm going to get. I have attached that right there. I wanted to overlap it just a little bit onto the white, and I like the color when I see it like this. I think it's a pretty good match to the fruit that's up here and to this butterfly. And I think this might be all I do. I'm going to put it all in the page protector and just make sure that I still like it, but I don't know that I'm going to add anything else here. And there we have it. I don't think I'm going to add anything else. I think this is just enough. I love just the little phrase and the puffy dot there. And then I love how these acrylic pieces turned out in the background. Certainly not what I thought I would pick when I started, but I love it. So here's another one done for Chicago. Thanks for watching.